Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Josephine Christie, ma'am, for inviting me here today, giving me the opportunity to work with patients and then present these cases to the esteemed ophthalmologist. Under ma'am's guidance, I had a chance to work with 10 to 15 patients here, like in the past 2 days. So I'm really thankful for that opportunity. And I'm also deeply thankful to Dr. Rashmida ma'am and Dr. Karima ma'am for this invaluable support throughout this journey. So before we dive into this case, ma'am, Dr. Soundra ma'am already explained about everything clearly about why and how and when we are fitting these lenses and everything. So here, whatever we did it in 2 days, we just going to present as a presentation, like a case presentation for certain cases, different cases. So as in a live demo in 1 hour, it is very difficult to do for us. So we are trying to do, we did it in a 2 days. So just we are going to present here. So first case, we take as a keratoconus patient. Usually keratoconus patient fitted by most of the practitioners. Whoever using a rigid scleral lenses or any cornea lenses, it is easy to fit on the patient's eye because protrusion won't be much and it easily will be fittable. So here we saw one post C3R keratoconus patient. He's an 18 years old male and he's having a irregular corneal astigmatism. And in the right eye, it was it was little bit moderate. So his unaided visual acuity was 6/24 in the right eye. Left eye was almost 6/9. Because if the patient is improving to 6 through the glasses, we don't usually recommend to go for the corneal lenses or any kind of lenses because if he is improving to the glasses, it is not necessarily needed to go for the lenses. It is just an not to remove the glasses. It's just to change the need of the patient. So here we just did for the one eye. For the right eye, this is his patient's eye and corneal slit lamp view. And after this, we did actually we started with the rigid corneal lenses, which is very small in the diameter. So there, what happened, that patient was couldn't able to open his eye. So he was not ready to continue the trial. So we shifted him to the scleral lenses, which is 14.5 diameter larger. So it won't touch the cornea. So the patient will be very much comfortable when he was wearing the lenses. So we did the trial and then this was the fit through the slit lamp view. The whatever is seeing green is the vault, which we filling with the fluid. So and it is almost 250 micron, which is ideal we required, which is away from the cornea. So this will give you the ocular comfort to the patient, which the patient never going to experience any irritation or anything. And his vision improved to 6/9 N6 after this from 6/24. And the next patient we have here is post-penetrating keratoplasty. He was 1-year-old male, and he was a complaint of uniocular diplopia because one eye he is having a good vision, the other eye he was having a very less vision. So in the right eye it was macular stromal dystrophy was there. In the left eye PKV was done. So there was a corneal haze also. So first we want to try in the one eye, which is very reduced in the vision and improvement where it is there. So in pinhole improvement was not in the OD, so we just will do that later. So first we start with the left eye, and here his eye was in the through the slit lamp view, and his vision was pinhole improvement was there till 6/9. Even sometimes what happened if the patient was not improving through the pinhole in the unaided vision, if it was for sure, it will definitely improve with the scleral lenses. So whenever we check the unaided vision, it's better to not check the pinhole and the starting unaided time. So after we put the lenses on, if you check, for sure the patient vision improvement will be there more beyond. And this was the scleral fit we did. It was a 15.6 diameter of the lenses, which is fully customized lenses, which is very much updated in the scleral lens history. And it is also supplied double the oxygen than the 14.5 scleral lenses, which is now currently moving around in India. So this lenses, why we choose for him is the 14.5 landing was little bit closer to the cornea for him. It was the limbal touch was coming. So for this, either we need to increase the to 16 mm. 16 mm, if we do, what will happen? It will low ride. In this, can you see there is a low ride near the limbal in the inferior side. So in 15.6, what we can do, we can adjust all the quadrant. It's kind of a quadrant specific lenses. So easily we can tight the superior edge and then we can move the lenses to make it center. So we choose this lenses particularly for this patient. And here is the parameters and for 600 SAC. And his vision was improved to 6.9. It's an instant vision improvement will be there. Yes, yes. No, it is after 3 to 4 months after, ma'am. So
Immediately, even with the sutures on,
if
you're
it is
trying.
healed, yes, under ophthalmologist after approval, it is okay to go further, and then we will do that.
But the sterile precautions need to be really stringent because infection risk is quite high when. Yes, true. Oh, yes.
Only after ophthalmologist. It's okay. And another patient we saw here in Arvind Hospital is a Steven Johnson syndrome. He is an 18-year-old male. When he was coming inside, he was coming with a parent and wearing a cooling glass because he was not able to bear the sunlight or he can't do anything on his own. So if he can't walk alone because he don't want to open his eye. There won't be any tear exchange in the eye. So I started closing in the Steven Johnson. So in right eye, it was worse than the compared to the left eye. So neovascularization was more in the right eye, and photophobia and the vision was very less. And visual acuity for him, it was 5/60 in the both eye. Like he can open the eye for certain minutes, so we couldn't able to get that vision, or otherwise we couldn't able to get it properly. So this is his right eye slit lamp view, and then the left eye. Here the neovascularization more. So he was more, I mean, he was using his left eye a lot than the right eye. So he couldn't able to understand that after post scleral lenses, he can open his eye and things. So what we did started the basic scleral lenses trial. So his fit was came good, but certain photos we couldn't able to get because the patient was not able to sit with the down. So what we did, we asked the patient to wait with the lenses on for 1 or 2 hours. So he will able to know that he can open his eyes. So I took him outside to the sunlight. We showed him around, and he was readily opening and seeing. Then what he thought, like it's his vision, it is his eye opening and all. Then when he came inside, we asked him, he said, no, I am already seeing perfect. I don't want to do it. Then we said, oh, okay, right eye was too much bad. So we kept the lenses in the right eye, and left eye, what we did, we removed the lenses and took him to the same spot to see around. Then he able to get the difference. So in SJS case, and what will happen that people actually won't understand that whether there is a need for them to open their eyes in the first. Here, in all the lenses, what we do, we go for vision improvement things. But in SJS cases, it is mostly for the ocular health purpose. If they are opening their eye and then they can do their own activities on their own, it is good to go. Even the lenses vision improvement is not there, or it's fine, it's good to go, because they can do their on day activities and everything on their own. And this fit we did, and his vision improved to 636 and 612 from 5/60. And he was happy with the lenses on. And another case we did was post-penetrating keratoplasty. It was a female 44-year-old, and she was done in the both eye. It was happened and PKP done in both eye. Right eye, she's having a 624, and then left eye was 5/60. But she thought that she's using both eyes together, but she didn't recognize that she's using only the right eye mode. So what we did, we actually in every cases, it's not the must we need to give us scleral lenses. If the patient is ready to accept the corneal lenses, we are good to give, because it's just the need. Whether the patient condition is good and then the vision comes good, we can use any rigid lenses to get the vision rehabilitation back. So here first we did a trial of this is the slit lamp view of the PKP and right eye and left eye. First, we did a limbal corneal lenses trial. It's the limbal lenses. For her, the fit was coming good, but in right eye, it started upriding after a certain time. So upriding will usually will irritate the patient's eye. So she was not comfortable. And left eye, the fit was perfectly all right. But what happened? Bubble was started interfering inside. So with the sutures and the lines, so we stopped this fit, and then we started giving the scleral only. And with the scleral, her vision was improved to very much better with the 6/9 and 6/12 vision. And this was her fit. Here also we did the customized lenses fit, because if in the PKP we need a mid periphery adjustment, and then central vault will be high, so central adjustment we needed, and then this is because of that we changed to the this customized fit lenses, and the patient is very happy here. And the patient we got was keratoconus with acute hydrops. She was a 20-year-old female, and she was having a both eye keratoconus, but in the right eye C3R was done. In the left eye there was a scar with acute hydrops. In acute hydrops case, once it's healed, like after 6 months of time after ophthalmologist consultation, we will take the cases for the scleral lenses, because if scar is there in the center, was most of them we used to think was if scar is there, we couldn't, either we need to transplant it, or we can do something else for that, because some people were not aware of it, like we can try anything in that eye to get their vision back, at least 1 line 2 line, if the patient sees it will be more better. So here unaided visual acuity was 5/60 in the both eyes for her. So right eye was good, so we didn't take the right eye for the trial for her as in a scleral. This is her left eye condition where the scar is here, and then here the endothelial changes is there. And right eye, what we did, it was good in condition. So we started a trial with an RGB lens, RGB corneal fit. It is a small diameter lens which lands on the cornea itself. So her fitting came good. This is called the 3-point touch fitting, which we needed in the patients usually. Usually in keratoconus, we don't get this exact fit. But luckily we got this fit yesterday. So it was fine to add it. So right eye, this was the diameter. Her vision was improved to 6/9 and N6. And here, for the left eye, this is the fitting with the sclerals we did. But because of the scar, we choose to fit with the scleral lenses. Here, the left eye, this is the parameter for it, and vision was improved to 6/18 from 5/60. So after that, this case, actually, till this case, I didn't hear in Arvind Eye Hospital. I want to show more. So I added my cases from our clinic. So this was an advanced pellucid marginal degeneration. This patient was a 33-year-old male, and he having a one eye patient. Other eye, he is having a shell. So this patient came with us with this condition, and his even in the right eye, his vision was just 1 meter, and pinhole was 3/60. And this was his eye condition. We just clicked with the phone in clinic. And when we fit the lenses on, the vision improvement was drastic. So he can able to do his everything on his own, because he's already an one eye patient and he needs someone to guide him for all the time. So he was very happy when he leaves alone, leaves from our clinic. And there is one more thing I want to show. This is my last case, Stevens-Johnson syndrome. Here I got a Stevens-Johnson syndrome is very much less Stevens-Johnson, like it's like that, because I have seen more severe cases there. So I want to show you to everyone that this much severe cases also can be treated by scleral lenses. So he was a 31-year-old male. He went out with the friends for the party, and also there he got a fever, and then he took a Combiflen and he got admitted into hospital. That drug-induced reaction was happened. So after that, he was stopped working because he was a single worker in his home. So he stopped working, and then he faced a lot in there. He came to our clinic. Then we get to know we measured our vision. It was just a 1 meter and 660 blur, and he can't open his eyes at all. He used to cover his face and come. And then this is his picture. It was his condition. And this is his corneal slit lamp picture. This much vascularization was in his eye. So in this case, we face one more difficulty is whether to teach the patient. To train the patient to insert and remove is a big task for us. So this patient came to us for almost 1 week to 2 weeks for us to learn how to insert and remove, because in the starting, first one is we can't open the eyelids very properly in this case, and even for the practitioner to put the lenses is very hard in this patient. So we need to give all the patients to them. Even sometimes we take one patient for week schedule. We keep calling them. If they can't come, we will go to their place to bring them back. Like that, we have few cases here. So this we fitted after fitting, this was his fitting. In the instant, vision was there, but it was not improved now how he is. So his vision improvement was there on the spot was 624 and 618. And now it's been 3 years over. He was very much comfortable with the lenses. He is improved to 12 in this right eye, and then 6-9 in the left eye he is reading. And he always comes every 6 months once to get the lens clean. So this was his after condition. He was doing all his own works on his own, and then it's easily able to open his eyes. So he was very much happy, and we are very much happy. And thank you Arvind Hospital for giving me this opportunity, and thanks, ma'am.